Hi, I'm Kate Ward, and this is your Dickman Farms Smart Gardening Tip. And the sun is out, it's glorious today. But what we have had a lot of recently is rain. And so with that comes a lot of wonderful things. And a couple things that aren't so wonderful. So a couple of the wonderful things that we have is growth. So if you have existing plants, they are doing great. They have all of this resources. Now we're adding the heat on days like today. We're gonna have beautiful growth and beautiful recovery if we've had any troubles previous to now. But some of the other things that are showing up is plants are growing so fast, they can actually outstrip their nutrients. So you can go ahead and fertilize, but like you can see on this rose, there's a nice dark green section here, and then this sort of yellowy green section here. It's actually could probably benefit from something like this. Iron tone, it turns yellow to green. It's just using some of that iron quickly, so that'll help right there. The other thing that shows up this time of year in a weather like this are funguses and diseases. A lot of the funguses and diseases like the moist, cool temperatures we've had, so be on the lookout for them. Things like this copper fungicide, for example, and there are others, will help treat as a preventative and sometimes as a curative to diseases that might show up. And that's why I have it next to this rose, because roses, for example, are prone to black spot. Well, some of them are. We have some new varieties that are resistant, so keep on the lookout for those. That's another talk though. But moving on, some other things we have here down in the garden. We have it's a good year for growth, so unfortunately there isn't a weed control. They can get the broadleaf weeds out of the broadleaf perennials, so you gotta pull them. But just think, it's good for you. It's good out there, get you exercising. Then you get in here. Again, this particular plant had a little trouble last summer. We could give it some fertilizer, but some things that also start to show up is buggies. And if we look real close, I have a neem oil. This will treat not only funguses if we need it, but also disease and insects. So right here, I have some slimes showing up. And this is appropriately called spittlebug. Where is he? There he is, he's in there. So if we wanted to, we can also take care of these guys by going like this. But if we don't like to do that because it's gross, then you could spray those guys because it's a piercing, sucking insect and it can take some energy out of there. So buggies start to show up, so you could have a treatment for that, or the old squish method. Other things that love the spring that we've had, sluggos, all right? Slugs, if you mulch, that helps with keeping weed control down and moisture in, which is fantastic for our summers. If you mulch, you might have some sluggies that are hiding out in some nice cool areas with lots of moisture, so Slug Magic will help. Or something like this, look at that. You don't even see it. You put a little beer in here, so some for them, some for you. Put it in here, they crawl in their inebriated state. They forget they can't swim, and uh-oh, there they go. The final thing I'll show you is if you have some standing water. So here's a really good wet section. There's no standing water, but if you did, you might think of putting down something like these mosquito bits. Mosquito bits work in water sources. It's a biological control for the mosquito larvae, so you could use that. It'll tell you how on the back. And this mosquito beater can be used outside around an area where you're going to be dining or enjoying, and you use it about an hour prior. It'll tell you how to use it on the back. So these are some things to look out for so that you can be successful, enjoy your garden, help things out there. And if you have more questions, we'd be happy to see you. And until then, this has been your Dickman Farms Smart Gardening Tip.